Hi everyone and welcome to a new stream. I suppose it has been a while. I didn't stream that much in March, and being in San Francisco, I streamed a little bit, but now I'm back in my own setting, in my own apartment, and I got a big month of streaming coming up. So today we're gonna play some Blindfold Blitz. I'm playing tournaments this weekend, but on Monday there's gonna be Fortnite with Alec. On Tuesday there's gonna be the Title Tuesday tournament. On Wednesday there will be the Arena Kings tournament. On Thursday I think I'm playing games with viewers, and the games with viewers is currently leading my Twitter poll. So if you want to affect what kind of streams I'm gonna have in the future, I'm gonna link to this tweet I made with a little poll. Buy one, get one free with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you. Did we have the thunder? I heard it, but I couldn't see it. It should be there. Maybe I should put it here. No, on the board is fine. Yes, Blindfold Blitz today. How are you? Asks Halva. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that great. Because yesterday I played some 30-second chess, and I made a draw against Halva. And I was very lucky to make a draw. Because Halvar was beating me. So there's that. I have something to avenge. On the other hand, after that game, I went and played Fortnite with Alec and Eric Hansen, the chess bra. And we won. The other guy said we won 3 squad wins. And I survived at least one of them, which is kind of my level of ambition in Fortnite. For the Blindfold Blitz, I'm not actually going to be playing with you guys the first couple of ones. Never mind. I have been inactive and I'm getting logged out automatically. That's depressing. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Okay, good. I'm gonna do some games against people close to my own rating first. Cause I think I haven't played Blindfold for a while. So this account, my Unseeing Hammer account from the Cayman Islands, isn't really isn't active, so there's going to be big fluctuations on the rating the first couple of games. So in order to keep it close, I'm going to keep the ratings close, and then I'm going to play a couple of games against you. Blindfold, asks Jon Christian. Yes. Okay, I think we're just gonna go for it. I think we're just going, yeah. Setup seems okay. I'm gonna actually make sure that I can see the chat. So I'm gonna minimize the stream XSplit, the stream software, so that I cannot see anything going on in the game, and then you guys gotta scream if something is wrong that I need to fix. Chess Bay in the house. Did you get enough sleep? No, I did not. So playing Fortnite the entire night was a lot of fun, but I'm not sure it was a good idea going to bed at 9 AM when you have a Blindfold stream. So that's gonna be interesting. Okay, I gotta search out. I'm searching for a 3-2 game. I'm shocked to see that my Blitz rating on this account is 2400, because my Blitz rating on my normal account is 2500. Apparently I'm not that much different playing Blindfold and playing normal. And I really don't know whether that's a good or bad sign. Vespen asks, what is this Blindfold game? Well, essentially there's functionality at chess.com. One of the kind of piece sets is to remove the pieces altogether so that you can play a proper game of Blindfold. So right now I'm playing, you can see what I see on the right hand side. That's what I see. And then on the left hand side I have this the board for you to see. And because of the comments from the audience, that's you guys, I have decided to make the visible board the big one, so that everyone can easily follow the game. So I'm playing a Spanish exchange variation. I know where the pieces are. I have given myself a increment for this, and I'm pretty happy with increments. It gives me a bit more time, and I have a tendency to need a lot of time. This move, you know what? I think this is a little bit better for me. I'm just gonna take this pawn. She's gonna play rook e8, I thought. But my general idea was that the weakness of the dark squares would be a more important factor than getting a very symmetrical position. But right now I'm not so sure, because the queen is pretty good on e4 and the bishop gets easy development. Okay, I'm gonna go here. Then I'm guessing we're gonna see rook d8. And now bishop g4 is kind of annoying. So I'm gonna play h3. And now I gotta exploit this square somehow. I'm gonna go here. And then I'm gonna go bishop here and then knight d4. Okay, d5. So my general idea is that the weakness of the dark squares is a big deal, right? So I'm gonna start with bishop b6. Wow, that move I was not expecting. This is just very good for me, no? I feel like this is very good. I got the isolated pawn. I got pressure towards the isolated pawn. And now I think I'm gonna try to exchange off the queens. I'm a bit low on time. But other than that, things are going well. Thank you to Snobble Joel for the sub. Okay, exchanges. Maybe I should keep one rook, but I'm getting a low on time. So I'm gonna be a little bit of a chicken and take on e8 and then rush the king to the center. This move I didn't think was anything to be afraid of. I thought my bishop was on c5. I thought my bishop was on c5 because I thought knight e5 she wouldn't be played. Yeah, whatever. Okay, that was poor. That was poor. I was playing a good game. I was completely outplaying. And then one bad move, forgetting where the pieces were. And everything becomes so bad. Warm up, says buy one, get one free. Yes, I agree. Just a warm up. I'll be back stronger. This is a very tricky line. Very tricky. That's an unusual move. Normally you go... I'm going to try to exploit that by putting my bishop on f8. Normally you're not able to put the bishop here. But I think in this case I have time to do it. Maybe it's a bit passive. But it's unusual, it's original, so I'm gonna try my luck with it. I would think actually the bishop is better on f8 than on f6, because on f6 it's being blocked by these guys, whereas on f8 it's more has a bit more options. It's very tempting to just kick this one. I don't see what the knight is doing there. Yes, I weaken my position slightly, but it's very slightly, and I get basically a free tempo to develop. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna play another endgame. Just another endgame, and this time I'm not gonna make a fool of myself. Let's go here. Take this one, take this one, take that one. I think it's fine. And now we have an endgame, and I'm pretty sure I'm slightly better. I mean, it's very, very slightly, but I think I'm better. I got my king more actively placed thanks to this f6 move. And I also have the option of going g4, g5 if I want to. I'm going to play h5 first. So I have the pawn storm, I have the more active king. It's looking okay. Of course, it's a far from winning. But I think it's a little bit better. Okay, that's a strange move. It's so tempting to go in here. But what's the follow-up? The knight on d3 is doing a great job protecting the pawn on b2. And the pawn on b2 is kind of protecting the rest of the white structure. So I guess I'm gonna go for the bishop. Try and use the king to kick the bishop away. Okay, good thing I didn't play knight e3. Wow, really? There was a pawn on f2? That is not great. That could have been an embarrassing blunder. Again. Okay, bishop a7. And now I get this move and this move. But the big question is it winning? And the answer is no. It's not. But I should be able to cause some trouble here. You're always better, says Santiago. Kramnik style. Yeah, no, I mean, actually a lot of people have been telling me that sometimes when I analyze games and stuff afterwards, they are slightly annoyed that I always think I'm better. But seeing as how Kramnik has the same feeling, I don't really feel that bad about it. Okay, I made a mistake. I should have moved my king so that I could retreat the knight. And now the knights are coming off. And there's nothing to do, I'm afraid. Nothing to do. It's going to be a draw. Yeah, it's going to be a draw. Nothing to do. I don't know about this. Yeah, it's still a draw. Let's do another one. No, but Santiago, optimism about your position is not a problem. I mean, optimism about your position, that, I mean, as long as you're actually better, as long as you're not. The thing is that whenever I'm better, I kind of think I'm winning, even though I'm just a little bit better. And I think having that kind of faith could be pretty good. But the thing is, what has happened to me is that I have the same thing going on for when I'm worse. When I'm worse, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is so bad, I'm gonna lose, and blah, 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 blah. And that's not good. Because you want to have optimism regardless, right? You want to think, well, I'm capable of defending this. I'm gonna win this. So I'm very optimistic, but I'm also I haven't played these lines for 13 years and I cannot remember what you're supposed to do. Guess you move this guy. And that's bad. If kind of you let things affect you. It's good to have faith when you're better, and it's bad to kind of resign or feel down when you're worse. I'm not sure about this. I'm gonna try Queen D2. I'm not better, but I'm probably not worse either. Force a draw says, your interviews are annoying at times, especially the ones in Grand Prix. Okay. Was that it, or did you have any feedback or something you would like me to do differently? Okay, I'm gonna take this one. I thought this was gonna be pretty good for me, but now I realize there's Queen D5. Oh. Which is not that good for me. That's a strange move. Because now I get the pawn back, and I also get the pressure against E6. So now this is just massive for me. Even though I went with the wrong rook. I think probably I should have used the other rook. It's okay. We got stuff going on. Okay, I'm just gonna protect stuff. I'll protect this one, pawn up, no need to get crazy. Just get the queen back, and then we're gonna push this guy pretty far to create some attack on the black king. Okay. Do I want to exchange my bishop for a knight? No. No, I do not. Not right now, at the very least. If you go knight a5, I will consider it. But actually, I have decided no. I'm keeping my bishop, and I'm creating some threats on the long diagonal with queen f5. No, queen e4. But after queen h6, I'm considering queen f5. Okay, this is just another pawn. But not only is it a pawn, it basically means that now the black rook is completely tied down to the last rank. I'm gonna have the pawn on h5 to protect the bishop, and black is just, there's no chance of surviving this because the rook cannot contribute, and that's gonna be a win. That's a good win. Okay, new opening. Queen's Gambit declined. Let's be slightly aggressive, play the Ragozin. Okay, I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna take this one. Normally I don't do this, but Caruana was doing it in the candidates, right? So I'm gonna give it a shot. Muck image. I bet you get all the chicks. Blindfold chess is hella sexy. Yeah, no, I think it's fun. It's a little bit of a show off, but that's entertainment, right? Entertainment is basically showing off. So I think it's fun. It's supposed to be important whether I go to e7 or d8. I think I got it right. I think I'm supposed to go queen d8. This move is not normal. I'll take this guy. Thank you to Chessbay for the resub. More Fortnite, she says. It's coming up. Actually, I was talking to Alexandra in San Francisco, and she mentioned that, well, basically she caught me watching a guy play Fortnite while the finals were going on, and we started talking, and it turns out she's also a very poor Fortnite player. And we decided that we can show the world that you don't have to be good at anything to enjoy. So we're gonna do a Fortnite stream. I dubbed my part hiding with hammer, and on her part I kind of dubbed it assassinating with Alex. I thought I really like the alliterations. So yeah, that's gonna be fun, I think. Ooh, decisions. C5 is hanging, right? C5 is hanging. Do I care? Honestly, I'm not sure. It's not the most valuable pawn, but it's not worthless either. Oof, do I care about that pawn? Very difficult call. Very difficult. I'm really not sure. I'm honestly really not sure. I guess it's a pawn. Pawns are always nice. You know what? I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna protect the pawn and threaten bishop e6. That's a solid combination for a single move. Both protecting and attacking intent. And this exchange, I think, is okay for me. But you get access to e5. So maybe this is okay for me if I got the bishop exchanged. But as it is, I'm gonna avoid it. We got ourselves a difficult strategic game. That was a mistake. Queen takes e7. That was clearly a mistake in my mind. Has she played h3? No. I'm gonna go here. Well, going here, I have to take f3 next. but I'm not sure it's good giving away my bishop pair. But it's the only logical way to continue having gone bishop g4. I guess maybe I could go bishop e6 back. And then say that now if rook d7, I can go rook e7. You don't have a bishop. Yeah, no, I mean the bishop. Bishops are in general pretty good pieces. You know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna go for this. Because the rook is kind of misplaced on e4. It's difficult to get the rook back into the d file. So for instance, rook d7, I go rook e7. And I might even get the d file. And there's a problem of defending this pawn. Maybe knight g5. No. I really like my position. I think I have a very good position. Okay, I'm a bit low on time. That was a mistake, I guess. Okay, b5. Let's go for it. Okay, I'll take this one. And back. Pawn up. Looking good. Check. Push pawn. I'm completely in control here. And now the check and take the rook. And it's a good win. At this rate, my blindfold rating is going to be higher than my normal rating. I think it's because I'm giving myself the 2-second increments. And those 2-second increments, and kind of when you play blindfold, you really focus. So maybe that's also helping my game. Okay, I'm gonna try a new line. I'm gonna try the exchange Spanish once again, but this time I'm going knight c3, which is kind of unusual. But it's an interesting line as well. And now I get to castle queenside, which might be good, might not be good. I'm not really sure. Very tempting to go e5. Also tempting to go bishop c5. Even a move like knight d4 is pretty okay. This is the starting point where we need to make a decision on how to increase the pressure. I'm gonna go for this one. I know it wasn't very successful the last time round, exchanging on d6, but I got a good position. I just blundered my bishop. Does my opponent know he's playing blindfold? Asks Jebta. Probably not, but At the same time, I did blunder my bishop in our first game. So he or she might have a suspicion. But it's going pretty well regardless. I'm giving a good fight. Avalanche is in the chat. How can you do it? Asks Johnny Boy. So there's a setting where you choose the kind of you can choose what kind of pieces, the layout, no, the look of your pieces, and one of the looks you can choose is blindfold, which basically removes the pieces from the board. So if you go to, I think in the lower left corner there should be settings, and then you go to, I can check after the game. I'll just take this. Looks like a free pawn to me. Looks very much like a free pawn. You know what? Normally you would go with the rook to d1, but I'm actually gonna exchange the rooks first and then go rook d1. Because now there's a decision for black whether or not to exchange off another pair or not. Ha, knight c4. That is the move that made me lose my game last time. But I think this time I have things under control. Push the knight back twice. You know what? I'm just gonna play this move. I'm not sure it's good, but it's gonna make it easier for me to kind of exchange off the doubled pawns. So now whenever he goes g5, g6, I'm gonna exchange the pawns, and then I don't even have a doubled pawn. I just have a clear pawn up. Neo asks, did you enjoy the titled arena yesterday? No, I did not. Actually, I thought I didn't have any jet lag from the San Francisco trip because I came home in the afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, and stayed up like until well past what should be bedtime. So I thought I have. This is so bad. I thought the pawn was on f7. I thought the pawn was on f7. Actually, I'm probably still winning. Probably still winning, I think. But it's not good. Okay, I'm gonna concentrate. Too much talking, too much thinking everything is okay. Oh, that's a good move. That I do not think is a good move. No, I don't want to draw. You're crazy. There's a trick, 97 loses. Honestly, I thought this was losing as well, but yeah, maybe it's a miracle save. I don't want to draw. I want to win this game. I'm not gonna, am I? Yeah, so I was in the middle of some kind of thing when I blundered away my easily winning position. Did I enjoy the Lichess titled arena, I think was the question. No, I did not enjoy. I did so poorly. I started out losing like 4 games in a row or something. Then I think it was because I had taken an afternoon nap. That was the point of my story. I had a 3.5 hour nap in the middle of the day yesterday, and I basically played the titled arena right after that, and it was it did not work out for me. But on the other hand, I got to do a lot of other good stuff. So yesterday I ordered like 10 plane tickets, and that's always nice to get done. Half of them were not for me. I'm gonna be the captain for my club's team at the Norwegian team championship in May. So I was booking tickets for myself, booking tickets for my team, stuff like that. So I was pretty happy. I thought I was being efficient coming straight from a big trip. Micro, Did you mix Magnus's music? No. Electro is not really for me. But Eminem is pretty good. It took me some time to realize how good. But Eminem has, yeah, he's very good. Perpetual stalemate. Do they still want you as a captain after Pro Chess League? Actually, and this is a true story, they specifically said that having done such a good job with the Pro Chess League and the Norway Gnomes, would you like to organize our club's team going into the championship? So I'm gonna turn it around on you. They wanted me as a captain because of the Pro Chess League, and may I remind you that the Gnomes, even though they didn't qualify for the knockout stages this year, finished second last year to win a $10,000 prize. Wow. Halvar asks, are you playing the Norwegian Team Championship yourself? Yes, I am. Actually, my club has been like the top club in Norway for the last 100 years or so. But this season, we actually were in danger of getting relegated. So there's that. We got some we got to prove to the Norwegian chess scene that that was a fluke. Jumpin' Jackson asks, what does it mean to be a captain for your club team? I don't really know. I do whatever I feel like doing. So I guess I'm gonna decide who plays on the team. And that's a big power grab. I quite enjoy that. I'll decide who gets to be on the team. So I have had a say in who plays on the team. And there's organizing things, I suppose. Making sure that everyone is there and ready for the first round, which is honestly the most difficult of all the responsibilities. Magnus is not on my team. I'm gonna write down, actually I'm not gonna write down my team because it's a bit of a secret. Nah, I'm gonna write down my team. It's Gets, Hauge, me, High Love, and those are my team members. Nikolai Getz, who actually some of the Norwegian viewers definitely know because he joined me for the coverage of the final round in the candidates tournament. There's Lars Oskar Hauge, who has started streaming himself. You might want to check him out. Lars, so he calls himself. Sebastian Mihailov, also a pretty good kid. And then we have Elham on the last board. We're gonna try to see if it was the internet part that kind of caught Elham out. And we're gonna give him another chance, but this time over the board. You should change your chess.com language to English, says Saurabix. I don't really think that's necessary. I really don't believe it's massively complicated to understand what it says. It's still a chess server, right? But if other people have strong opinions about my language, I'm gonna change it. Okay, so I've been chatting for 5 minutes, and for that time, I have had a seek out for a 3 minute game with 2 second increments, and I'm not getting any love. Nobody wants to play me with the increment, which is kind of unfortunate, I think. I just got a challenge from Halvar, but I'm gonna give it a couple of more minutes trying to play someone around my own rating. A lot of people seems to think that Norwegian is possible to understand, seeing as how most of the things is draw, win, resign. What language do you speak in Norway? Asks Pushtapons. We speak Norwegian, but it's interesting that we also understand Danish and Swedish. So there's 3 different languages, but all of them can understand each other. Although, being a Norwegian, I have to say Danish, not that easy to understand. I mean, you're supposed to understand them, but they speak funny. Jumpin' Jackson thinks I should swear more in Norwegian. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Avalanche got busted by Moobot with the link. Try whispering the link to me, and I'll take a look. Yeah, it seems like I'm not getting a game. I'm gonna try a new search for a 5 minute game, and after that I'll do challenges from you guys. Tgent asks, is Danish the same as German? No, not at all. Not at all. But it's similar but different. Whereas Norwegian and Danish, it's just very similar. Okay, we got a game. The 5-minute seek worked out. So now we're playing without increments, which makes me kind of nervous. Because with the increment, you can always survive. But on the other hand, I got an opponent. I got some moves on the board. And I guess that has to be the priority. I got a Snobble Joel wants an explanation on the differences between bokmål and nynorsk. Are we gonna do that? Yeah, I guess we could. Bokmål is the normal Norwegian, which most people speak. But it's very similar to Danish. So Norway was under Danish rule for a very long time, and it very much affected knight g5. Okay, I need to think for a bit. Takes, g4, h6, takes. Yeah, that should be fine. So bokmål is kind of the development of the Danish language. So it's kind of Norwegian Danish. And in the 1800s, people were kind of going like, we should have our own language. We shouldn't be... Ooh, this guy is good. That's a good move. Ah, I should have gone with the king here. King e8 was a big mistake. I'm getting busted in the Berlin. That is not normal. I really should have gone king c8. The thing is, h6, he doesn't move the bishop, he just goes rook d1. And I cannot move my bishop because of mate on d8. And if I take his bishop, then he takes on d7 and gets the rook on the 7th rank, which is lethal. Yeah, I'm dead, I think. Ah, no, I just, yeah. I have to make a big concession, which is very bad news in the Berlin. But I have to do it. I need to go knight e7. So I need to allow him to exchange the bishop for the knight. And this is one of those cases where doing that is actually a good deal for white, because the knight is so much more mobile, able to go different places than the bishop. But on the other hand, I'm still in the game, I'm still fighting. It's not over yet. Chess Bay is gonna put me on Chess TV. That sounds like a good thing. Thank you. Okay, we're doing the Counter-Strike and not the game Counter-Strike, but I'm going for the g5 knight g6, trying to claim some territory, and it's working out very well. That was probably a good move. Okay, so it's working out moderately well. Nah, I'm still worse. And I'm so low on time. So low on time. And I don't know what to do. Yeah, e6 was a very good move. E6 was a very good move. Okay, I'm probably gonna lose on time, but I'm gonna try. Bishop there. That I was not expecting. it's a pretty good try. He's a very tricky guy, this guy. He's very inventive. He's just playing a great game, I think. I thought I got him with this G5 move, but he solved it pretty well. Yeah, now knight e4. Well done. That was... I got crushed. I got crushed so bad. I'm on Chess TV. Smile pretty, says Chessbait. I will. Hi everyone at Chess TV. Welcome to my stream. I just played against Donkey Kong and I got crushed. I got crushed so bad. I'm playing Blindfold Blitz, which means that when I make the moves on the board, I can't actually see the pieces. If you want to try this setting, you can go on the far left bottom corner. There should be something where you can press settings, and then you go to board and pieces, and then when you select the I don't know if this is in frame. Let me see the you can't see anything. Huh? What just happened? Yeah, no, you can't see anything. Okay, so settings, boards and pieces is the go-to move, and then you select the blindfold section, and that's how you remove your pieces from play. Well, you remove your ability to see your pieces while you play. I did have a game, Jepta, and I missed him. That was poor luck. Staley is in the house with Putin. I don't want to try it, says Snobble Joel. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. It's not for everyone. And I got massively crushed this game. This guy was so good. He made all the right moves in what I thought was a pretty innocent opening. I got crushed. Snobble Joel, I can fix a grease monkey script that will shuffle the piece graphics. I don't even know what that means. That might be even harder, asks Joel. I'm gonna say yes. I didn't quite understand what you said, and just based on the fact that I didn't understand what you're saying, I'm gonna say yes. That is more difficult. Okay, we got a rematch. Another opportunity against this King of Kongs. The Donkey Kong. And he was so good earlier. And he's playing the Petrov. What is it with everyone playing the Petrov these days? We're gonna play some old school mainline. Take the pawn, go back, d4, d5. Very symmetrical position, but black has the knight on e4. And you would think that's a good thing, but the fact is that this knight can be threatened, which actually means that having the knight on e4 is a bad thing compared to having the knight on f6, because I have some opportunities to attack the knight and further my development. Okay, that move I have not seen before. But I would think this is pretty good. F6. And now my intention was to play knight h4. But maybe that will leave too many pieces hanging on the next move. He's managed to make this a very complicated position early on. You know what? I'm gonna play it safe. I'm just gonna go back, protect on c3, and say that maybe this bishop is poorly placed for the future. Tempting to go c5, challenging the center. Also tempting to play knight h4, trying to win a pawn. I guess I quite like pawns. No, I'm gonna go here. The third option, getting this rook into play. So I'm reasonably happy with the placement of the pieces. And I'm just gonna move that rook to get it activated. And now I go c4, getting that guy into play. No iced tea. No iced tea for me. That is correct, Brian. We do warm black tea. That is how we roll. Okay, I'm gonna go d5. It really feels like oh, that is such a risky move, but he's getting away with it. I thought maybe I could sacrifice and then go d6 with the discovered check. But upon reflection, I realized that is not gonna work. So I'll centralize my knight, and then he's gonna run away with knight g6. Or so I thought. He has played queen d7 instead. But now surely rook takes b7 is a pretty good move. Queen takes d5. I can take this one, I think. Maybe I can even take this one. No. So I'll take this one, protect the queen. I have an endgame with a pawn up. The weakening of the e6 square is making itself known because I'm able to use that square for my pieces if I so choose. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play... I'm going to play faster. I think that is the... I'm just going to go back to f3 and make sure that he doesn't do anything with his knight, kind of restricting his pieces. Then I'm going to play g3, giving my king a square to go to. Also restricting his knight because I'm taking out this square. And now it's time for aggression. I'm going to try to put my rook on a6. Yes, rook on a6, protects on a2, attacks on a7. That's kind of a weird move. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna try to kick this knight. I'll just keep going. And now the big question is, should I keep going once more? I'm gonna say yes, I should, but I'm not gonna. There's a danger of this pawn getting lost, and I don't want to take any such chances right now. So I'm just gonna let it be. That's not a great move for me playing that, but I was kind of afraid of knight b4. I'm not playing this very well, but I'm still better. I'm gonna give up this guy in order to get myself a passed pawn. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting really low on time. Other than that, I'm doing fine. That is the second piece blunder of the day, but who's keeping count? Okay, that was not good. At least this time I didn't get crushed. This time I crushed myself. But yeah, getting low on time in the 5-minute games really hurt. Because with the increment, I know that I'll always survive. Whereas without the increment, there's just no chance. No chance. Yeah, I thought the rook was on the E file. I thought the rook was on the E file. And turns out I was wrong. It wasn't. And that's pretty costly. Wow. A6 in order to play knight a7. That is some high level stuff going on. Wow. I guess I'll go a4 to stop knight b5. Perpetual chess in the chat. It's just a trick. Yoon gives away a piece every 4 or 5 games to make us think it's blindfold chess. Well, what can I say? I'm a very sneaky guy. Very sneaky guy. And that way I have an excuse regardless. That way I can say that, no, I didn't really blunder. I'm just making you think it's blindfold chess. I'm quite liking my position. The Fighting Dragon, the international master, is spending some time thinking about what's going to happen next. E6, I'm going to take that one actually. I'm going to take that one and then I'm going to go, I'm actually tempted to go E5. Because there's these dark squared weaknesses all over the place here. And by exchanging queens, maybe I can kind of... But on the other hand, it would make this bishop better. Okay, so I'm not going to do it. I'm going to play... I'll do knight d4. Thank you to Udai for the 100-bit chair. And Udai says he was very surprised by Andrew yesterday coming into the arena titled arena with a new username and killing everyone, which is very interesting because I have a reasonable score in bullet against Andrew. I think it's about equal. So I thought he'll never have a chance against Magnus, but it turns out that turning off the stream, trying to concentrate, he did so well yesterday. But he got nervous and he spoiled everything. Of course, also Magnus won like 10 games in a row. That also helps when you're trying to catch up. Okay, so we have another position with the Isolani pawn. I think there's a bishop here, a knight here, and a bishop here, and a knight here. Are there white squared bishops on the board? I do not remember. Honestly, I do not remember. I really should remember, but I do not. I guess we're gonna work on the assumption that there is a bishop on e2. So I'm gonna put my rook to defend that bishop, if it exists. Magnus won the last 19 games in a row. That is so sick. That is so sick. Yeah, for those who don't know, Magnus has been streaming a little bit on his, he made his own Twitch account, and he calls himself Muskenissen, which honestly is a reference I don't know because I have not seen the TV show it is a reference to. Yeah, I think I'm better still. I'm gonna take on c6, and if he takes with the pawn, he will no longer have an Isolani, but he will still have a worse pawn structure. So he actually chooses to take with the bishop, but he still has a worse pawn structure. So kind of regardless what he took back with on c6, he was gonna have some yeah, and also in this, I suppose we also established that there is white squared bishops on the board. I guess I'm just gonna play it normal. Let's give it check. Okay, offering the exchange. I did not think that was what he was gonna do. Huh. Okay, maybe taking back with the bishop was pretty clever. Because he does seem to have some counterplay. And I was a minute up on the clock. I was a minute up on the clock, not anymore. A5, interesting. Rook d8. Okay, I mean, if this was a prediction contest, I would not be able to predict any of his moves. king f6. I did not see that coming either. Yeah, no, I think he defended well, actually. No, he defended very well, and now I'm in massive time trouble. And I choked. I should not have taken that. Now he has the more active king and the better pawn structure in the center. And the king is just chasing up the board to take my pieces. Wow, that was a big, big choke on my part. I'm just lost. And I thought I was gonna be... I'm supposed to be good at endings. Choke on time, choke on board, choke on everything. Where's my f-pawn? Gotta use an increment, says Brian. Yeah. These 5-0 games have not been kind to me. I'll do a search for a 3-minute game with a 2-second increment. Stormtrooper asks, am I seeing this correctly? Hammer only sees which move was played and the position is formed entirely in his head. Yes, that is true. It is blindfold chess. Actually, it's possible to cheat. So if you look at my kind of screen with the pieces, you can see that when I put the cursor over squares, then it tells me whether or not there is a piece I can grab on that square. So for it to be perfect, they really should remove that. In blindfold mode, you should never get the option to grab a piece. But other than that, it's blindfold. And I haven't been cheating, I swear. I haven't been using that to cheat this time. Other times I've played, I may have done something along those lines, but not this time. Okay, so we're playing the Caro-Kann defense, or rather he's playing the Caro-Kann defense. And I'm thinking about how to bust it. But that's not easy. The Caro-Kann is a pretty good opening. But we're gonna put our pieces out here. And we're gonna be, we're gonna be so aggressive. I'm gonna go G4. It's just a game. Let's have fun with it. G4. And we got a complicated one. Things are messy. F5. So he still has the bishop on F8, which means his king is pretty vulnerable where it is on E8. It feels like this attack should be very powerful, but I don't know. Knight E5. If this was Crazy House, I would be very happy, but as it is, there's no clear way of continuing. I think I'm just gonna take this one back. Maybe I can go bishop h5 at some moment. Queen d6. That feels desperate to me. To me, it signalizes that he wants to castle queenside, which I think is desperate. I'm gonna go here. I guess he's gonna castle. No, he might play g6. If g6 is a good move, then I made a big mistake playing this. Okay, so he's castled. And I thought this was just going to be much, much better for me. But now I'm having doubts. So I got myself this square on e6. That's nice. But on the other hand, I need to be able to use it for it to be good. Take. Oh, I'm very low on time. Ooh, very low on time. Okay. Third piece of the day. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. That was not good. Bishop f4. Bishop f4 was a good move. Yeah, no, but I wanted to stop. I thought bishop f4, then queen queen f6. I thought that was kind of annoying, because my king is pretty vulnerable. So I thought I should, yeah. Well, I mean, with hindsight, I don't think bishop g5 was the best move. Yeah. How can you see the chat if it's blindfold? Asks Perpetual Checkmate. Stalemate. I can see the chat because I have you on a different window with the pop-up, so that I cannot see my stream, but I can see my chat. Pixies, I love your brain. You're beautiful, says Pixies. Thank you. Yeah, I did bullet blindfold. I've tried to do pretty successfully, I think. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I have a 2250 bullet rating playing blindfolded. I think that's pretty fun. Bullet isn't chess, says Costas. Yeah. Fair enough. Santiago with the clip. But it's an old clip. Very old clip from when Magnus did not have his own channel on Twitch. So this game has become pretty boring, to be honest. I'm slightly worse with the black pieces, as is often the case in the Queen's Gambit. On the other hand, slightly worse is not really a big deal, is it? Maybe even I'm not slightly worse, because I do have the more active king position. So I guess I could claim to be okay. Actually, this was a mistake. Exchanging the queens here, that was definitely a mistake, because my king is a little bit more active than the white king. And also I'm gonna have an easier time getting my king into play than white is. So I think that was a minor mistake. And yeah, so now if king e1, I'm planning knight d3 check. Okay, I'm gonna try to go e5. Yeah, that was just a huge blunder. I thought knight f5, I thought I can go king f6, but then knight d6 is winning. Okay, trying to be tricky with this move, but I think that's a mistake, because now I managed to get my rook out of the c7 position. So now this knight f5 to d6 is not going to be as effective as it would have been on the previous move. So I made a big mistake, but I got out of it. I thought this bishop a6 move was going to be good for me, but yeah, bishop e2, that's a good response. Takes. I'm really regretting this move. That was so unnecessary. I guess it's time to ask whether or not you want to exchange the rooks. And if you do, white is a little bit better, but with the time running out, with just 1 minute left on the clock, it's going to be kind of tricky to play against black's knight. So he chooses to keep the rooks on the board. I don't think that's a good decision. Because now the bishop is pinned, so you cannot move the bishop. And that's kind of annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna push these pawns. It's risky. If I was happy with the draw, I would not be pushing these pawns, because they might end up being weak in the future. But I want to go for the win. Therefore, I'm pushing them up the board. Ooh, king walking straight into the c-file. That's risky. Risky business from Jian. And now I'm even threatening knight e1. That could be an interesting one. Knight e1 could be good. Maybe I want to give a check first. Yes. Check first, forcing the rook back, and then knight to e1, attacking both the rook and the pawn on g2. Rook d2. Ooh, interesting. He's trying to trap my knight. And maybe even succeeding. That is kind of impressive. I'm gonna risk it. I'm not sure that knight is coming out alive, but I'm gonna risk it. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I thought I could play f4, but then bishop d5 is winning. Yeah. Big mistake. Yeah, so much for going for the win. Sometimes you go for the win and you end up losing the game. Oh man. Yeah, now the increments are working against me. Can non-title chess players play blindfolded? Yes, for sure. And it's actually very good practice, I think, in visualizing the board and trying to kind of, well, get better at visualizing the board, get better at blindfold chess. And strong players are often good at playing blindfold chess, which means that if you get good at playing blindfold chess, it will probably improve your play in normal chess as well, because you visualize the board calculating ahead better than what you did before. How do you train for blindfold chess? Asks Game Over. Yeah, I guess you just gotta try to do it, and then you're not gonna succeed at first, and then you try again, and you try again, and you try again. But I do understand that starting out is often gonna be difficult, because I just started out trying this Fortnite game, which everyone's talking about, and I cannot play on my own. I'm so bad that I don't enjoy playing it unless I'm playing with some other guys who are much better than me. But on the other hand, I'm not gonna get better unless I play. So it's a bit of a conundrum, and it's similar but different with blindfold chess. You just gotta push yourself through that and keep on going, even if you're not successful at first. Game Over says, I have a gut feeling that you gotta be at least 2000 ELO to play blindfolded. No, I mean, there's nothing like, oh, the day you make 2000 ELO, you can play blindfolded. It's something you develop. And I remember as a kid starting out when I was 1400, I would really enjoy playing blindfold chess because I thought it was fun and exciting, and just having this ability to play without seeing the board was well, it appealed to me, and so I wanted to get better at it, and I tried playing it. I played blindfold against my dad, which to be frank was not that difficult. He's not a great player, but it was part of getting better, right? And also it's excellent practice as Tamhas says that I know you meant something different, but it's also very good for practicing the coordinates. So blindfold chess also helps you or forces you to learn the coordinates, and by that having a better understanding of the board and how that works. Snobble Joel with a very good question. What happens when you play blindfold in real life and disagree where the pieces are? Very good question. I think the answer to that is you scream at each other and then one of you leaves being pretty upset. No, that is definitely an issue in real life. If both of you don't remember where the pieces are, or if you disagree, then yeah, that's gonna lead to a fight, as Tom Andy correctly says in the chat. Santiago, thank you for helping out for Pixie, giving Pixie the Twitch name for Magnus. I'm gonna do the link, seeing as how I outrank Moobot. No, but in all seriousness, what's often gonna happen if there's a dispute is that one player is gonna say, no, my pawn is here, and the other guy is gonna say, no, your pawn is there. And then the guy who's correct is gonna say, oh, but don't you remember in the opening we did this? And then the other guy is gonna go, oh, I forgot about that. And then we all stay friends. Imagine blindfolded chess tournaments without having any chessboards. You don't actually have to imagine that, game over. Those exist, or rather existed, past tense. Because there was an annual blindfold and rapid tournament called the Amber tournament in Monaco. Yeah. Unfortunately, it was closed down some 5 to 10 years ago. But for a long time, that tournament provided a yearly insight into the top players playing blindfold chess. And honestly, with the blunders and kind of the wow factor and everything surrounding blindfold chess, I'm surprised nobody else has kind of picked up the gauntlet and continued where Amber left off. So I'm just gonna say something, which it's just a thought that came into my head, but like the Carlsen Nakamura match was reasonably successful in Norway with Fischer Random Chess 960. And why couldn't you have a yearly tournament with Fischer Random and blindfold chess, kind of having both these kinds of things in one tournament? I think that could be interesting. But at the same time, having ideas for what would make a good top level tournament is one thing, and then financing it is the difficult part. Okay, I'm gonna see if my guy Jean is still around to do a rematch. Cause I wasn't supposed to lose that game. My ambition got the better of me, and Yeah, it did not work out very well. You know what? I'm gonna do a pawn sacrifice. No, I'm not. I'm gonna protect this pawn. Like a guy who has lost too many games in a row. Not giving away my pieces. Not anymore. What kind of piece handicap would one player being blindfold be equivalent to? Asks Joel. None, I think. I think if you give one player the ability to see and the other player a pawn up from the starting position, I think the blindfolded player is going to be at an advantage. For sure. So even a pawn, I think, is too much of a handicap compared to being blindfolded. How is this blindfold? Asks Kalev. Yeah, no, the board I'm seeing when I play is the one on the right, which is 8x8 board with no pieces on it. So the board in the center is what you see, which is a different account observing the games I'm playing, so that I'm observing with all the pieces visible in order to let you know what the position is like. Once again, we have a reasonably normal position, and I don't really know how to continue. But on the other hand, I'm kind of counting on my opponent not really knowing how to continue either. So both players kind of have their pieces in the optimal squares, but we have no nice logical way of continuing. I guess maybe I'll try to double my rooks, put pressure on this pawn. And now he gave me this option. But it might not be good for me because he has bishop takes a4. Okay, he didn't see that. Takes. Another big decision. Which piece do I take back with? I'm actually going to take with the c pawn because I want to have this diagonal open. Putting some pressure on the pawn on a6. And now what? I have an idea. Well, this is a great idea. It would have been a great idea if I had a rook on the c file. So therefore I'm going to move my rook to the c file in order to try to execute this idea. Rook to c6. Okay, we're going to insert. He was threatening bishop g5. I saw that. I saw your plan. And I want to play h4 anyhow, because I want the option of going with the bishop here. And now I want to go b4, but then this is hanging. So I guess I'll just play rook c2 and do the doubling. b5 takes. So now we exchanged these pawns, which mean I now do have the option of going b4. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And then the knight moves and I go rook c1. We exchange on c2, and he has major problems defending this pawn on b5. It's very difficult for him to give more defense to this. So I think I'm winning. I think I'm winning because this pawn is just in so much trouble. Rook d7, and now queen to d3, and there's no way of defending this pawn on b5. The chat is actually having a conversation whether or not I'm cheating. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I don't really see what's in it for me. Okay, so I'm a pawn up. That's a big deal. Actually, I'm gonna repeat because I realized that I want to go here. I want to go. Yeah, maybe queen a7 was a good move. That was a blunder. Wow. Once again, how to mess up positions that cannot possibly be messed up. Oh, this is not good. Okay. Ooh, it's a time scramble. It's a big time scramble. But it's much easier making quick moves. There I had bishop here. It's much easier making quick moves when you have a winning position. Ooh, I allowed d5. It's not the end of the world because I have this check. And then I'm getting at the pawns from behind. He's still fighting. Oh, and I got it on time. Snubble Joel asks, which was the most recent year you made a take back in casual chess? I don't recall. That's kind of the point of casual chess, is that it's not formal, so you do it a bit and it's not something that sticks with you. And now the chat has continued their cheating discussions to real life cheating. And Santiago says cheating over the board needs serious regulations and not rely on the player's ability to be suspicious. Okay, I'm not completely sure what that means, but to be honest, I really feel that all the people who are pro cheat, more cheating, anti-cheating things and so on and so forth, I'm not a big fan. I think the threat of cheating is a bit exaggerated. I think as we have it now, banning cell phones from venues, and deciding that if you have a cell phone in the venue switched on your person, then you have cheated. So I think that's going to be enough, to be honest. I think that's sufficient. I think all of these FIDE events and other official events with the metal detector, I think that's completely ridiculous. Because even the people doing the checks with the metal detectors, they don't care. I mean, they're not actually doing a search. I mean, they're just standing there with their wands, basically fulfilling a obligation that the FIDE or the European Chess Union has asked them to have security. And they're not really checking bags or really checking for... Well, I guess it's the same way as airport security. Is more of a scheme to make people feel comfortable than actually provide security. Although I'm guessing airport security is a bit more, I don't know how to put it, security oriented than chess events. Yeah, so I don't really believe in that stuff. Banning the cell phones, making sure people understand that you cannot bring a cell phone into a chess venue. I think that's a good start, and honestly sufficient. Okay, I'm gonna try this one. I'm not sure I calculated this correctly, but I think this move is going to be possible. So he can take my queen, I'm going to take his queen. And then take on c8, take back on c8, and I threaten the knight on a4. He can take on a6, but then I have rook a8. that is the line I calculated. And it seems my opponent says, okay, I believe you. And now that's good news for me, because this knight is poorly placed on the edge of the board, as well as this pawn being in trouble. There's 1, 2, 3 black pieces threatening to take it. So this has been a very successful opening. No, I've seen the article. It was a bit long, so this is also what we were told in journalism school, that if you make something too long, no one's gonna read it. So I didn't actually finish it. But I read the first page, let's say. So queen b5 protects this one, and yes, I go into the same diagonal as the bishop, but it's more like creating a pin than walking into something, because the bishop was unprotected. So by going to b5, I restricted the knight's movement. And now things are going very well. Let's go here actually. The knight back. A6. Where's the pieces? Is there not a rook on c1? No. A4. Huh. Did not see that coming. I have the bishop pair. I have a pawn up. Basically, there's no chance I'm gonna mess this up. But of course, we all know that there is a chance, because I have messed up so many positions earlier today. So I think knight c4 is gonna come. And then maybe queen c7, queen f4. Because now if you take this one, then I can take this one. And also the queen can maybe do some attacking over here. Let's just move this back. I cannot go to h6. I guess I'll go to g5 then. Yeah, so I'm giving this guy away, but I'm hoping to have an attack when I do lose it. Okay, I lost control of my pieces. Oh, this is not good. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. I lost control where my stuff is, and now I'm just trying to confuse. I don't even remember. I know I have a bishop. I don't remember what the other piece I have is. I know I'm supposed to have another piece, but I don't remember just what it is. I have a bishop on d5. I have something else, no? I think I have something else. I just do not remember. What is my other piece? Attacking the rook. I don't remember my other piece. I'm a pawn up. And I blundered my queen. Bishop on e7, says Jepta. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember. That was so bad. I was completely winning. Completely winning, and I messed it up. That is pretty unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna look at the chat, I guess. You lost track of the pieces when you moved the queen to the king side. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's because I moved the queen to the king side, but I definitely lost track there. Five asks, in Magnus's documentary, it showed him playing 10 blindfold games simultaneously. How are you able to remember all of those positions? I don't know. Seriously, that is 10 games blindfold at one time. I think is very impressive. I think I can do like 4, but I never tried more than 2. So 2 blindfold games at the same time I can do pretty easily. But there's a big difference between 2 and 10. And I mean, the world record is like, world record is like 50 or something. And that's just unreal. War of ideas, coming with ideas in the chat. The precautions against cheating should get interesting once we start enhancing our biology. That's some new ideas. Is that really gonna happen? I don't know. I said consumed. Tom Andy, you heard it here first. If it's too long, it won't be consumed. I said that? I say lots of strange things. Under the influence of a game. That should be an excuse. You say silly things under influence of alcohol, and you say silly things under the influence of having game in progress. Migranius says, did you see Timur Gareyev on Russian TV show Amazing People? 5 minutes to memorize 48 different middle games. Then 3 games are chosen at random, and Timur must win them playing blindfold. Do you think this is possible? Well, I guess Timur did it. So it's possible, but it's also so difficult. Definitely very difficult. War of Ideas asks, do tournaments collect all players' cell phones? Not all tournaments, but good tournaments these days have a system for keeping players' phones during the game. And otherwise, if you're at a tournament and staying at the hotel, just leave the phone. Leave the phone in your room, and it'll be okay. Chess Bay started discussing the madness video on demand, full of muted section, a lot of copyrighted music. No, it's not that many actually. I was talking to Asi, and he was saying just a couple of 5-minute stretches. There's a lot of interesting chat right now. Okay, we're gonna play another one. Jean, I'm gonna get you. I have lost 2 games now, and I really don't think that was... I don't think that has reflected the positions on the board. I really don't. And I'm down more than... I think actually I started out on 2400. I have not had a good day at all. It's the same opening. I guess we are going to try a different line. Let's play play this one, and then this is all the rage. All the cool kids are doing it. I think now the point is Queen G3. Early exchange of queens suits me very well, but actually it may have been too early. Now, because now takes and knight G4 is very good for black. Yeah, I think knight G4 and I'm in big trouble. Okay, bishop C5. Also a decent move. Yeah, also a decent move. I really should study more openings. Kind of feel like I'm being caught out a lot of times. Yeah, I don't like my position. It's official. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. Castling queenside is an option, San Diego, but the thing is that I'm still concerned about this knight G4 move. So I'm not gonna do it. Instead, I'm just gonna play this, which kind of is weird, right? Because as kids, we're told that the Okay, so this was my idea, and then this. So we're taught that two pieces are worse than a rook. No, are better than a rook. And that is true. And yet now I'm here trying to make a case for the pieces. But honestly, I don't really believe in it myself. I'm not a believer. Just go take that one. Yeah. He still has a knight here, right? No, maybe knight here. Maybe I had a chance earlier to go knight d5. Probably I should have done that. Oh, this is sad. Okay. Let's go here. And then b4 is the move. Now I go here, take back. Now if you take this one, I'm gonna take this one. And maybe I got something? I'm not sure. You might be able to take it. But I'm kind of counting on him going a5. a5 to protect that pawn. After which I'm intending g5. Which I now come to realize is just blundering the rook. So let's not do that. And if I go bishop takes, then knight b8. It's kind of annoying. Ah, the bishop is here. And on knight b8 now, in all my desperation, I'm actually gonna play this. And then I'm gonna try to make a draw with a piece down. I'm gonna put my king on b3 and I'm gonna place my rook here. And the good thing about this is that I've blundered so many of my pieces. There's not a lot of them left, which means I have good control over where my pieces are. That's the good news. The bad news is that I'm a piece down for no good reason. But you can't have everything in this world. So I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna go back and forth here. Nothing big happening. Just pushing some wood. Back and forth. Nothing going on. Bishop e5. Yeah, sure. That's a good spot for the bishop. But I got nothing going on. And now you're kind of making me do something, because you just blundered this pawn. No. Okay. I thought the king was somewhere else. My bad. Ooh, that's really bad, actually. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, so it's new desperation mode. I need a passed pawn. So let's push. And now bishop d2 is a pretty good move. And he does it. Now c2 is a pretty good move. Actually, c2 is not great. But That's a pretty good move. Better than the one I suggested. Guess we'll take this one. Go here. And now rook takes b4. That's a nice finish. But he didn't see it. For once, there's a tactic he missed. And the increment's not working in my favor this time. Increments are putting me out. Guess we're going here, taking this one. It was a check. That's interesting. It's a check. Do I want another check? I can't really tell. And now he's very annoyed by the fact that he's having trouble. This game has continued for longer than what I was expecting. I'm fighting pretty well. Not anymore. Silly move. Yeah, I don't really understand where his pawn is. He has a pawn somewhere in addition to this one, and that is kind of messing me up a bit. Ooh, that was a check. That's good timing. Good timing for a check. Yeah, now I'm kind of cheating because I'm looking at the notation. It's not the most blatant cheating, but I guess it still counts. I'm fighting. Still fighting. I'm guessing the last pawn is on d7. So now c2 is the end. But it was fun while it lasted. That's very accurate. I will fight some more. Why not? I'll keep fighting. Why not? Okay, here. I cannot move any pieces. Queen e4. The silent move. Taking me down. Whew. Yeah, no, I'm getting killed today. This has not been a good day. I'm gonna take one game against some viewers, and then I think I gotta call it a day. So first viewer to send me a 3-2 challenge. Just go ahead. And Halvar is still with us. And he was the first one to give the challenge. And this is gonna be the last game of the day. Some kind of Catalan. I guess I'm gonna try this b5. Being aggressive with black, trying to stop white from going c4. What next? I'm gonna do this. I'm not sure it's good, but I think it's an interesting pawn structure. So now c4, I'm gonna take this one and we get an imbalance. And then c5. So black, having exchanged his b pawn for the c pawn, and then is gonna exchange the c pawn for the d pawn. So black is gonna have an extra pawn in the center, but that can be double-edged because white is also gonna get this outside majority on the queen side. In some situations you want to have the majority on the far side of the board, and sometimes you want the extra pawn in the center. So the next couple of moves is really gonna determine whether or not this is a good pawn structure for white or for black. Bishop d4, that's a good solid move. You know what? I'm gonna try this. Because there was one line, I think, in which I played knight e4, and there was a trade on e4. Trade takes back with a pawn, and then knight g5. So this is actually about taking control of this square. Doesn't look like it, but that was my idea. Okay, rook on the c file when the queen is on the c file. It's a good idea. Queen b2 threatening b4. It's a good move. Also very nice control for white in the diagonal. I'm starting to think that my knight takes c5 was a mistake. Probably I should have taken with the bishop, because then the knight would control this square and the bishop would control this square. Okay, this move I quite like. Hitting this pawn, and if the pawn moves, I get the d3 square for the knight. b4, that's a commitment. So I was thinking this gives me a nice square on a4. But maybe this guy is in trouble. I don't know. It's not going to be in trouble if I get my bishop here, but there's a big question whether white can just capture this bishop. So take the bishop, take back with the queen. If b5, then queen here. Okay, he didn't take, and now I'm very safe. This bishop is such a good piece. It cannot be chased away. It's protecting the knight. It's attacking in this direction. Yeah, that bishop is so good. Maybe I can take this one. maybe. But I don't really want to risk it. I quite like my position. I'm just going to take the rooks off. Maybe that was a blunder. I didn't fully realize that a7 was hanging. This pawn. But also there's other stuff hanging. I guess I give it check, and then knight c3. Very dangerous for white. Very dangerous. And if he doesn't take the pawn, I can just play a6, and then I have this kind of perfect formation in which all of these pieces protect each other. Am I gonna do it? Yes, yes I am. Knight c5. No, that's not gonna work. a3. That's not a move of a guy with ambition. That is the move of a guy who realizes he's worse. It's not that easy for me to find good moves. Because now white has e4. I kind of wanted to avoid that, but I'm not sure I could. Okay, so we're coming into this square. Yeah, he has queen c2. It's kind of annoying. I lost the thread. I lost control. At this point, I'm even going to be happy exchanging this guy. Yeah, I'm still good. Oh, come on. Oh, so slow. I was trying to panic out. I actually managed to do knight takes a3 on my board. I managed to do knight takes a3 on my board before the server timed me out. But knight takes a3 would also have been completely winning. Ah, so slow. I managed to get it in the notation, but not quickly enough for it to register on the server. Okay, that's gonna be it from me. Blindfold Blitz, huh? I thought this was gonna be pretty easygoing, but this has been a tough afternoon. I lost 200 rating points. That's pretty bad. I'm gonna do a quick reminder that I made a Twitter poll on where you can kind of vote on what kind of stream you prefer. I'm gonna link that in the chat. I'm also going to remind you that my next stream will be on Monday at 10:30 p.m. Norwegian time I'll be playing Fortnite duos with Alec, the Canadian superstar. I like to think that the only reason I did a bit poorly today in the blindfold was because I was up all night playing Fortnite squads with Eric Hansen, the chess bra, and Alec, and a friend of the chess bras, a friend of the stream. And yeah, we did very well at the beginning and very poorly at the end, but we managed to get 3 squad wins. 3 squad wins, so that was pretty good. And we're gonna get more on Monday. I have faith. I Blindfold Fortnite suggests perpetual stalemate. Yeah, I don't know. When I'm playing, it's basically Blindfold Fortnite. I play as if I was a blind person. I don't know if that counts, but it's similar. Thank you everyone for watching. Next week is gonna be a big week for streaming. I have Alec Fortnite on Monday. On Tuesday, I'm doing the Title Tuesday tournament at chess.com. On Wednesday, I'm doing the Arena Kings tournament. On Thursday, I'm doing games against viewers. On Friday, I have something, but I cannot remember. On Friday, I'm having a visit from Kimya and the stream Cheeky Chess TV. So Kimya and I are gonna play some hand and brain, which works that one person says which piece to move and the other person executes the move. That's gonna be on Friday. And on Saturday, as if all of this wasn't enough, I'm playing Fortnite again, this time with Alexandra Botes. And spoiler alert, we're both really bad. So if you want to see good people play Fortnite, you come on Monday with Alec being the VIP. If you want to see not so good people play Fortnite, then come watch Alexandra and I. So far in solo games, I have 0 wins. I think I even have 0 damage to other players, whereas Alexandra has 2 kills in the in the same game. So of the 2 of us, she's gonna be the VIP. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Big week. Thanks everyone for playing. I'll see you next time.